we're realizing that it's maybe better to have those that have been disrupted in the council chambers, just so they can continue to work. So, thanks again. Appreciate it.
Bring the other departments in there like we did.
It's, yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen, and we didn't realize how just destructive it would be, and you just can't really be around them while they're doing it. So it's working out, and we greatly appreciate you coming here to meet, so thank you. It does look like the video is working, so thanks.
Call this meeting to order. Approval of the minutes. Please review the minutes first if you haven't, then we'll ask for an approval for any changes.
There we go.
Approve the minutes is, need a motion to approve the minutes is
Okay, okay, second, all in favor? Aye. All right. All the dice are okay. All right. Hal, recognition, I want to thank the media for being here today and our honorable mayor for being here today. Thank you. So, Hal, reports?
Can I say none, we're done?
Yeah.
We're gonna say nothing, we're gonna walk out, we'll try to be short, get you out over this holiday weekend. Unfinished business, first one on is the use of the chapel. I apologize once again, I have not, got with Jeff and Scott Roost. It is totally my bad. I've had a little personal issue, thought I might be having a little surgery, so I kinda held up. So we'll get that fired up, because I have to talk to Scott about something else. So I will try by next meeting to get that finished and clarified for us. Two, if we would just skip, because it's also 5 down in new business, so we'll work on that. 3 is the wood giveaway. I'm gonna talk to Howie. This one, she doesn't have a total, but 7 loads was this year, but we gave quite a few loads right out there.
Yeah, we probably 9 or 10.
9 to 10 a month probably, or, I mean, throughout every month since October, I would say at least, right? And a few others. It seems to be still going well. We have a little competition on this free giveaway. Dustin is, had the crew over there splitting a lot of wood. He's got a bunch of wood too, and he's been giving it away also, so, which is all good thing. But I kept teasing her, he's taking my business away from me, but that's all right. Yeah. So if we can help the community, that's what it's all about. And he, just to give his guys something to do, since they're kind of tight knit, since that building's going on, and yeah, they've got a mound of it, which is cool. So, which is cool. We're cleaning up from the storms, and it's going to good use. I think it's still a good idea to do it. Ken's helping me with Salvation Army. We were just talking to, making sure the lady's taken care of, and we're making sure she gets all the vouchers. We don't want them to incur any expense on this also. So that's all that, like I say, went very well. Howie talked a little bit to clean up the east fence, just to let you know, I turned Howie loose on that, and you gotta be careful when you give him a track on and have that. But, kind of fill us in how we're doing there, bud.
We're doing really well. I did damage part of the fence with the vines were intertwined with it so much that when I did get over the vines and pull, it would break a rail or damage some of the fence. So the guys worked really hard this month on fixing my damages that I did to the fence. While we were pulling it out and cleaning it up. So we got the majority of it done. We still gotta tidy it up a little bit. And we're gonna fill some areas in back there as well, the low areas that hold some water. And then other than that, we're ready to proceed with other things.
Yes, slight damage. Yeah.
It's only 11.
I never heard him yell, but you put him in a track with a thumb on it, he just like, I'm like, how we know only 20 feet out? No. But no, and there is, towards the north end, there is a pretty depression there that even with the trees there, we were getting stuck. Even I got stuck, Scotty, or anybody drove along the fence. And what we're gonna do, we've been filling that in, and then on the other side, we're gonna start filling in a bunch of dirt. And so we kind of purge the water away. There's a pond on farther east, and we're gonna try to push that away. Howie and I even talked about maybe taking a little channel to where the other water down where the creek bed is, the dry creek bed is, to let some water and see if we can dry that up a little bit. One, might as well start taking care of it now, but someday that'll be very, so, and we're gonna have the dirt. So, yeah, so he's done great. They fixed the top, like I said, he fixed the top rail fence, and they also, we had a tree go down in the front, down the main drag there that, took out some of the fence, and they repaired that also. We've got one more section of fence to work on, but they did a really good job there. got any questions? We all get there?
On number 5, the split rail.
Oh, I did not go there, I am so sorry. Me and my sanctified mind, I'm always looking on trying how to improve the cemetery and make it look a little better. When I started many years ago, I wanted to put a walkway around the lake road. Hit a bunch of snags, I'm gonna say, and I know it's gonna be very expensive, just even if we get it laid out. So I was driving back, and I don't know why, I was just looking at the park, and I thought, why don't we take the fence down and put split rail? We're gonna have to move it back because we've got some fiber and gas lines in there anyway, unless we can go in the same holes. I don't wanna interrupt that, which I'll get it all marked out. So I called Larry and Sean and said, hey, are you gonna keep your split rail at the park? And they said, yeah, why? I told them what to do. I didn't wanna go put split rail, and then they changed to some vinyl and it wouldn't look right. But I think if we do that, and it's not gonna be compliant like 6-foot sidewalk, but basically we'll set back a little bit. We'll take the sod out by the road and put stone in, so the people have a place to step off if somebody comes around. We took the barbed wire off because it was kind of head height, because they were trying to step out of the way, because park goes back there, we go back there, people go back to the fireman's building, and there's some pretty good curves that's bothers me a little bit. So the split rail, it's only gonna be like, 3 foot so high, 4 foot high max or whatever, 2 rail, that one they can either get over it, they go up against it, get 2 foot off that road. So it's not really a walkway way I want it, but this is gonna be a little cheaper. Preliminary, please, this is preliminary. I kinda got on the map and kinda just see, we may do it in sections. To buy the split rail is gonna be around $15,000 to do, which I guarantee you a sidewalk and all we do would have been several $100,000 to do. So it's gonna be a little cheaper. It's gonna fit the motif, if you wanna call it, of the park. It just so kind of blends in, it looks better. These guys are like, can we do it now? Because if you have to clean up around that fence right now, it's a pain. Split rail, we can push it out, clean it up much better. It's gonna be much nicer look than what we have there. So my goal is, I may have some money this year to start by our back gate, and start coming around. And we'll do as much as we can, and next year we may be able to do more. Don't know yet, we've got a lot of projects going, so it may be next year, I don't know for sure. But I think it's a way to go, one, to save a ton of money, and it'll look nicer, easier to clean for us, and people can get off that road a little better for us.
Any reason why you choose this?
Well, how to say it nicely, when I took it over, it was like, almost like Fort Knox. I think a lot of it was trying to keep the deer out and stuff,
Okay.
but when they put the barbed wire fence on, when you wanna keep somebody out, you put it that way, not in. Okay, so it was in, so the deer would still jump, only because it wasn't a deterrent. I don't think it was so much the people. The first couple of years, I was having some damage in the cemetery, and there was not a walkway by the back gate. That was sealed, so the only in and out was in the front, and the walkway was in the front. As I got into it, people were asking to come in because the moms are taking their kids all the way down across the bridge to get to the beach. So I put a walkway in, and we did it ourselves and opened it up, and just to test, to see. I think it was just some kids in the area at the time on the damage. We don't get a lot of damage, you don't see a lot anymore anyway. And the ladies thanked me because they could bring their kids that way, and then there's a short distance to the beach instead of coming down on that road. So we get a lot of visitors, and the campers like to come in and walk around the cemetery, and it's a quick in for them, is what it is. So, so it was kind of, I think, kind of to conceal and keep the critters out, I think, more than anything, and the people, but also, I mean, the police like it too, when somebody's running, they'll come in there to hide. There's a few places that come in and out, so it kind of helps them, they're not gonna jump the fence, but like I say, I haven't seen a lot of damage, and so that's the reason why, and we've been taking off quite a bit of barbed wire. We just don't see the need, and the big one was down there, because we felt somebody was gonna take it in their face, and so, that's why, I can't tell you why it was up there.
No, I just didn't know if there was a legality or something we had to have.
No, I like it in some areas because, believe it or not, I'll just tell you a perfect example. We had a couple trees go down to the front, close to the front gate, okay, on that north-south fence. We had it cleaned up, the fence cleaned up, and the poles out, and we're getting ready to redo it. I came in one morning, there was car tracks that went from the outside, came in and jumped over the curb like they had to get in. I'm just saying, it happened. happens, people don't think, and I mean, why they have to get in, I don't know. That was just back in that area, so people don't think sometime and they damage, so the fence is kind of a deterrent for that also. But see, so around there, you've got the hill, they can walk in anyway, either way, so they walk in somewhere else, that's fine. I just think it'll look so much nicer with all that split rail.
I agree.
So that's,
I agree.
so I will try to come up with the money, like I say, 15 is still a lot, but a lot less than putting the big sidewalk and all the stuff we were gonna do. And the block, we would have to use special block out there, we did not block because of salt erosion and that we've been looking on, so these guys are all excited, they're ready to start if I had the money, I think, to be honest with you, because there's still some cleaning out there that's driving Howie nuts right now that we gotta get done. So that's why for the split road.
Any reason we could take the, barbed wire down and wait for split?
Our wire's already.
I mean, not the barbed wire, the chain.
Chain link,
I'm just thinking, you know, if it's gonna make it easier to clean, and you've got the people power to take down, it shouldn't cost you too much to take it down.
no, we were just gonna kind of replace and go as we went,
Yeah,
but, it's very possible we take it down.
Get some downtime or something.
Yeah, it'd be a summer, what we call
I'm
dry
trying to
period.
help out,
Oh, he loves that, I give him stuff. You want his number? Well, speak on it.
I like your idea.
Yeah, I got a feeling if I told them it'd probably be done tomorrow. I don't know. I got great guys. Never thought of that, Max. That's something you and I, we need to, because it's not really
Yeah.
to secure
It's
it.
gonna be there anyway, and
Yeah.
it's gonna help the cleanup.
The cleanup is, I mean, if you would watch what these guys do in the fall,
Sure, I know.
I mean, and they're wedged down in this with the vacuum over and trying to rake leaves, and the leaves are as tall as, it's insane.
Right.
It absolutely is insane to do. Mowing, they don't like, but we've kind of got a good plan how we mow. We don't mow it, we weed whack.
Yeah.
They really, what they do instead of going up and down the hill, like when I first started, they were doing, which I was amazed. I taught them to go like wingtip to wingtip, or weed whacker to weed whacker.
Yeah.
So they walk on the side of the hill and work together, and you pretty well can blow that up by 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And then with other guys,
Yeah.
it's a lot quicker. It's still hard, but it's a lot quicker to do. So it's probably the hardest place to keep clean. Unless Jeff will let me spend several $1,000s on a block wall and won't raise it, but I doubt that.
Well, it's just money.
There you go.
It's totally money.
Don't put that in the meat, all right, good.
Totally money. Because actually, that'd be good. We'll take it down and we'll take over the parking area, that campground area, because we could sell those lots for life. Everybody wants to be buried down by the lake. So we can do that. All right, good suggestion. Thank you very much. Anything else? Nope. All right, let's get into new business. The new John Deere Gator has arrived. It arrived a few weeks ago. We took it straight to the street department. To save us money, they put all our wig wags and stuff on and our winch and everything. Instead of having John Deere, we saved quite a bit of money by doing that and go over it for us. So they got all that. We just received it last week? Monday. Yeah, Monday, we got it back. The two Gators we have now, it's hard to explain, you're welcome to come out, but they're like mini trucks. And the reason I spent the money for these compared to the open ones is these guys drive them year round. So winter, summer, they're out in them. And for me to sleep at night, I appreciate having heat in there for them for the winter. The air conditioner will disconnect so they don't stay in it the whole time, but no, it's kind of nice. But it's just, they can go off-road, we can get a lot done. The beds on the back are much bigger to haul. They're just a nicer vehicle. And, I mean, we've never had any problem with any of our Gators. They really, it's a good machine, so we're happy to have that one in the fleet. I think we talked about a little bit about the groundskeeping here on the police department. We started that. It is actually done. Basically, we've done all the mulch, we've conditioned all the grass. Dustin called me a long time, as you know, they're trying to regroup stuff in and make stuff where we do it inside the departments to help save money. Dustin gave me what the police chief spent last year on taking care of that and the mulch and the landscaping. It was right around $7,000. Okay, we have done the mulch, pretty much everything that they would do, and we did it for $490. Just so you know. So saving them money by doing it now, because ours is no labor, following me, there's no labor involved. And we already mow it and everything. Talked to them a little bit today, they still have the company come and do the sprinkler system. They need to upgrade, and I said, hey, we're saving you money, upgrade that so we can put above ground deal that we can turn on and off, because we can blow it out. Right now, it's underground and nobody really knows except them how to do it, so if they would upgrade that, then they wouldn't have to outsource it all, we could take care of that also. We are going to add, and I'm sorry, I don't remember Scott's admin, I forget her name, Lynn? Yeah, she's where the private, not the police officers, but the non-police officers park back here. They've got a 2-tiered wall and it looks pretty bad, really. I mean, the wall looks okay, but there's nothing in there. And she's like, I put some rose bushes out here. She goes, can we do anything there? I'm like, yeah. So I ordered off of Jeremy 10 flowery bushes like I have around our walls that are flowery and cut back, you can take care of, and we're gonna put in there. And then when Eric Hoffline, the sign guy at the street department, gets back from, he's off on I think he has shoulder surgery. When he gets back, we're gonna make some new signs and make that look nice. So, we also put mulch around all the trees, which they didn't have them do before. We went and mulched to help get moisture and stuff. So, the guys are right on it. It took, how I'm gonna lean on you, was that like a day and a half to mulch?
2 days.
2 days? So it took us 2 days to do it. No big deal. We don't mind doing it at all, so. They can go and be police officers and not have to spend the money on that kind of stuff, so. Because we have everything, so. Anyway, so it works out really well. I think they're happy. They seem to be, I talked to her too about cutting the bushes down. They're already down, but we'll keep the bushes maintained and everything like that, and plant whatever they need. They just want to spruce stuff a little bit. The biggest downfall of this whole thing is snow removal. It's a lot of property out there, we move snow, I'm the one that does it. And it's like, dang, it's a lot. So I put in here, just to let you know, put a columbarium in. Got some prices last year. Our niches for ashes are almost full. We're able to take a little of the property back in the old section that's not being used. I don't want to use it for burials, but these columbariums, I think, sitting back there will look really nice. I'm due to get a couple of those. I don't know if that'll be this year, depends on the money. Because they're coming up and we'll talk about what we're doing. I think is in the next 2. Yeah, one, Mike Bradford right now is doing a block around back by the shop around the pine trees. Doing a really good job. I think he's what, 3/4 the way done, I would say. And then we're not gonna have much in landscaping, except for the canvas underneath, because a company donated a bunch of river rock to us that we took off the Lutheran Hospital, and that'll make really nice landscaping in there for stone, so we have enough to do that. The reasons they talk about and all this stuff, that project's going. We are getting ready to start the Parson Farm. 2 roads in there in this layout, working with Joe at the street department. We're gonna kind of work together. They're gonna come in when they can and dig and get it ready. We're gonna help. We can do also dig and whatever. This, so you understand, is Joe's first year's taking over for Dustin as the head of the street department. He got a lot on his plate. I mean, he's been there, but being second command to being a big man, I'm sure his mind is going ding, 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 all over the place. So I keep throwing stuff at him, and then I said, okay, how you doing? Do you need any help? So he was worried about timeline. So you guys understand, there isn't a timeline, we're not out of lots. This is preventive, to get ahead. I still have plenty of lots. When I started, 19 years in July, my lovely secretary, which happened to be that man's mom.
Yeah.
I did not set the budget, looked at me and said, hey, we're about out of lots. I just went, so luckily I found some money and we were able to do it. This is just get some more in. We can't develop the whole Parson Farm. We're not even developing half of it. We're gonna come in around the sections with the road and out another area where we got, I can't tell you how many lots, but 2 sections right there. Possibly, I don't think he can do the other one, right, Joe? Joe's got a lot going on his plate. He's like, I don't know. He said, we probably can asphalt this in the fall. We've got another section laid out, and it'll be sections, so as we go on, there'll be several sections. So we're working with him, but he's got a lot of projects he's doing. I just appreciate their help. So basically, they've already came over and laid it out. We're studying cutting sod. I'll let Howie talk about what we're doing there. But we're cutting sod out there right now instead of using it for the sod farm. Go ahead.
Normally we have our own sod farm in the back, and usually we cut the sod for all of our great Parson Farm, so where the road is gonna go, we're using all that sod off there, cutting it. And then we're also gonna redo cremation gardens along with the sod that we're cutting off there, so we're saving from our sod.
And to add, I've reached out to the park and other people, if they have if they have other places to fix, let us know. We have a sod cutter, I mean, and we've been rolling and stacking, and they've, probably, did you say 40, 50 graves you probably did?
Yeah.
At least?
Yeah,
Yeah, they've already done it in what?
and we've done one section of the cremation
Yeah,
gardens.
and they've done it, like, before to do 60 graves hand cutting, it's probably a week and a half. We do it in like 2 days. The sod cutter, so you know. But this is, I mean, it's a 20-foot wide road, it's going down and then turning, so it's quite a bit of feet. So what we did is, we started at the perimeters, the cutting, so if they come in to dig, we'll roll the soil of what we want to keep. And then there's a ton in there, so I got a hold of Sean, I said, you got some sod you need to replace, now's the time, we can cut it, roll it, bring some skids, and we'll haul it. So they're looking at that. So, Joe was gonna start this week, but all the rain, he couldn't, so he'll start probably next week is my guess. He's keeping in touch with Howie, and then they may have to pull out, do some stuff, they'll leave the equipment, and we'll keep going. And so you understand is, in the road, since I've been there to do it, when they did the other roads, they basically took off the top dirt and laid asphalt. You don't do that. Okay, you gotta put compaction gravel stuff underneath, at least 12 inches or so. Well, we've been, since Wheeler was in, and even with Dustin, we're using recycled asphalt, what they call tailings, and taking off the streets before they re-asphalt. When I did my last road, I brought in a grinder to grind it so they could lay it with a paver. What we're gonna do this year on this road is, we're still gonna use tailings, so there'll be probably 12 inches or so of tailings underneath there. And then he has already, had the concrete crusher come in and crush all the concrete they get from the city into smaller stuff. And then we'll top it off with that, pound it in, and then we'll be able to lay asphalt. So material wise, all we're gonna have to, or I'm gonna have to buy is asphalt on this stuff. So with a combined effort with them helping us, we're gonna do this road pretty cheap. I mean, in the overall picture. And that's what's really cool about working together, just so you guys understand that. And we've done it, we're kind of pushing to do it more, but it's reassuring to help each other on this stuff. So I think it's a win-win. So resodding, we talked about cremation too. Two things, then I'll be done talking, I'm sorry. Tom Kinch property that we talked about, because Max wants a sanctuary area, that's the reason we're doing this. Kimball's got it done, we've got it replotted into 2 sections. We've got what Tom wants, and then the rest of it not. It was in about 7 different plot sections, so Kimball has cleaned it up for me. We've got that all laid out. I've had one visit with Tom. I color coded his to small, I got some bigger ones, we'll talk. He's very happy because people tell him that the city's gonna take it away from him, stuff, you know, Tom. And he's very comfortable, he knows not, because I said, Tom, anytime you say no, I leave, we're done. He's ready to give up the land. The cool thing he said, and like, don't hold me to this because we don't have a number, I left it with him, because I said, do you have a number? And he goes, yeah, I think I do, and it's not a lot. So I said, well, talk to your sister, whoever you want to, we no big hurry, and then I'll go back with him and find out. I'll probably have to have it surveyed and get a cost of, have appraisal done. I was talking to Jeremy today, I gotta talk, that's another thing I have to talk to Scott Bruce. My guess is what he wants for it is undervalued what it is. He said he didn't wanna get rich, he doesn't need the money, a lot of it, he just a little bit, and I don't wanna talk numbers, cause it's right down to him. So he's very comfortable with it, so understanding that property is a city, by plotting this too, we've also cleaned up the road for Joe now, to get grant money if he needs to asphalt, whatever, because the city had to do an easement on Tom's property to make that curve of that road, and then once you go past Tom's property, there's still a section that he owns that needs to be city. If we buy this, then we have that type thing. So when it was put in a long time ago, they didn't really do it properly, right? So we're trying to get all that done so they can take care of it now. with that too, in your pond max, I was gonna tease you,
Yeah,
gonna blame
no,
you for it.
sure.
Okay, the deal is longevity is if we get it and get things done, that we put a walkway from the chapel out there with a sitting area for your sanctuary, I think it'd be great. The cool thing about this is, I've talked to, is it Nate Bosch? It's like, I always forget his last name. He's excited, Brandon Street, or wastewater is excited, they wanted to clean up that pond. The reason is, which if you listen to deal that Nate did in here at the council, he talked about the clarity of the water and the property values. And that little pond pushes a lot of stuff out Pike Lake. They got a lot of things they wanna do to it. Well, if it's city owned, we can just say, have at it, type thing. Cause you gotta understand I hate to say how many acreage of stormwater comes down into that pond from the city. So they're already thinking of things. And there's some other proposed things I've kind of thought about we could do, but a lot of it will just stay like it is. I mean, because the runoff and all. I think it's a win-win if we can get this done for a cheap amount. But the gentleman over there will have to okay it and everybody else before we do it. But we just keep going and see. Right now, we don't have a lot invested in it. It cost me $8,500 to have it plotted and get done in the survey. So we will go on from that and see if we can get it for a little bit and make Tom happy and he can finish his career right there, and if it's what he wants to do, it's a win-win. So, anyway, I think it's a good project, but we'll see at the end. We're just taking it slow and sure to see with money, but, you know, Jeff said we have all sorts of money, so it's okay. No problem with that at all. Yeah. I walked in his office, I was getting his whole money. How much
Yeah.
how much you need? Is that all? Come on, how much you need? Last, all I have, guys, and get you out of here, is, like last year, we did a garden. We're doing a garden, it was like 110, 120 pounds that we gave, Salvation Army last year. HR wants to throw this into this wellness and health that they're doing this year. So we're gonna kind of open it up a little bit to the city if they wanna come out and garden and do stuff. You gotta help me, Howie, you remember how, was it like 75 by 30?
It was 75 by 100.
75 feet by 35 feet is what Howie's already tilted up. Jurgen Boss is gonna donate basically some of the plants. Basically, the plants we need are about almost $3 a plant. He's gonna do it for $1 a plant for us. Montana said she may have some wellness dollars to help also. I've already bought the seed for it, so, and we've got electric fence this year, because we had the craters last year, so we got that going on. And, actually, some more of my guys are excited about it, in this project, so I think that's another win-win. If we give back to the community, we have the land, why not? It doesn't take that much time, we throw it in the mix like everything else, go out. And honestly, for me, to get out of the rat race in the office and go back and weed whack a little bit, it's kinda nice. I'm not gonna lie, it's kinda nice. So, we didn't really go over, the budget too much of the money. You can look at that, just so you understand, January, February, March, as far as totals, we're down. I don't believe the funerals have been down. It's just, once again, on that cremation, people are hanging on to them. And if you look in your overall total, it's like we're 70% full body and only 30% cremations. Hang on to a couple months. That's gonna shift. A lot of times they hold off till one or other, just so you know. And some people aren't burying. It's just the way of life right now, the way things are happening, different stuff is happening. So, Howard, do you have anything else?
I do not.
I'm trying to get him where he talks more, and I can move over. So that's my anything, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Anybody else?
So so the flags are being put out the 16th of May, we had this discussion.
I forgot to write down, flag 16,
We'll
okay?
shoot for the 16th of May. Any help we can get from the public that day, but I'll have to get you information when they're gonna be there.
Yeah.
So we'll do that.
And will you email us?
Yes, yeah, you know, that's something we need to do too, is
Happy to.
then Memorial Day would be the 25th, so that's when the ceremony will be. The thing we never we talk about this at the meeting, as far as gathering all the flags, we never talk about that very much. So, do your guys normally end up hauling them in, or what?
I just of years, we stand back and watch, and then we do. The big thing is, we definitely do, is once Memorial Day's over, because they're always usually, well, it doesn't matter, anybody that does it, there's some that don't have flagpole, there's quite a few, and they'll stick them in the ground. Well, you know what happens out with wind and stuff,
Yeah.
so we'll go through and pick those up, because we have to, because we're gonna run over with mowers, and plus we're gonna get bad. Last year it was Larry.
But it's the same, what-
Well, yeah, Larry came out, and one of my ladies that walks every day helped him. He didn't have a lot, so we ended up doing it.
Okay,
We're there to help. If there's a crew to do it, great. If not, we'll get it done.
so would the cleanup day be better on a Saturday or during the week sometime? I know that's,
Well, for us, it doesn't matter. We're there Monday through Friday, so if you wanna have a crew do it, and if they don't get done, then we're gonna do it Monday
then
through
you know
Friday.
after that, okay, that's what we need to talk about then at the Legion, is when are we doing the gathering?
Yeah, I could put it out as a community project, I think would be cool, if they can get it, but if not, then we're kinda your backup.
What days did you look at for that?
That's what I was,
It's usually, they used to go after Memorial Day, they would go a week after on a weekend.
the Saturday after would be the 30th then,
Usually.
so that would be just, you'd be one, two, three, yeah. Just
And then
5
Larry-
days after.
Yeah, and then we rolled them and Larry picked them all up, so we don't have any. I mean, just a
Okay.
couple replacements. So, you know, we asked for some, because we'll put them out in buckets, because there's so many veterans out there, some get missed, and they'll come and pull them out of the bucket, and it's worked real well the last several years.
We'll work on setting also a pickup day too, so, because that's something we haven't done real well in the past, so, and then we'll figure that out. So, and then we've got another couple meetings before that, so we can announce that. Then we'll get with the media and ask the public to come and help too, because I keep telling them, you need to start going, you need to start asking the public too, so.
And also for you, the cemetery walk this year is June 27th, and it's gonna run 1 to 4.
1 to 4?
And it's all, mostly all veterans, except
Okay. And you said that was the 27th?
yes, rain date
That's-
will be the
that's June
28th.
8th.
Yeah, which is a Saturday, rain date's a Sunday. It's based off of veterans. The ladies are doing real well, I've got pretty well the route mapped out, I can't talk. One thing you can put in too would be nice at the paper, and they're welcome to do. We'll get you the names of the ones that are gonna be portrayed.
Okay, perfect.
Our feelings are, and my deep feelings, my dad served, we're not able to do everybody. I mean, I believe, I don't have a total number, but it's over 4,000 veterans in that Oakwood cemetery, so I can't do them all. Okay, we're doing 13. So I want to build a memorial wall that'll be in the chapel where they can bring their loved one's name and stick it on. If they have a picture, they can stick it on. And I want to make it portable, I haven't got it built yet. But where they can do that, so we can honor them also. And we're gonna honor a few in the chapel, and hopefully have some displays put up. But then what I'll do is Veterans Day, we'll bring that wall out, and it'll be there too. We want them a chance to honor all their loved ones, being I can't on that day. I can only do, we doing 15,
We're doing
13, there's 13.
No, we're doing a couple, yeah, it's about
A couple,
15,
because
it's about
15.
people, about a 13 station.
Yeah, so I mean, out of 4,000, that's like minimal, but I don't have enough actors. I can tell you there's no way of doing that much, but we want them to understand that they're important too, and we just can't get them all done. So I thought this memorial wall, if I can set it up to different doors, they can come and put it on there, it's something I can keep and pull out for a while. We take great pride in helping out military, and that's what my guys do all aboard, that's why we do a lot of stuff out there. Because for them, we want to be here. What's that?
No, I just want to clarify, you said 1 to 4 with the time on this, like that.
1 to 4. What'll happen is the last tour will probably go out 3:30, but we'll be done at 4.
Okay.
Yeah, so they want to get there a little early. And we'll get you more, and
Okay.
there'll be some press releases start coming, and all that, we're working on that too. I just want to kind of get that out, but once we get it set, or if they want to be looking for something, they're welcome. I'll get my email to them, different ways they can get me the stuff if they can't print it off, so we can get it on, or if they want to show up that day and put it on. And I'll probably run it after the fact also. I think it's very important, there's a lot of history. One Ken is getting is John C. Peterson right now. He died, you have the thing, I forget, 18, what was it?
He died on October 9th, 1918, about a month before the armistice.
He was 21 years old,
Yeah.
died in France, and they brought him back 3 years later, he's in Legion 1. Served in a lot of mean, there's locals in there too and stuff, and they tried to mix it up in all the different wars, and if it wasn't for these two ladies writing all this stuff, we'd be in trouble. We wouldn't be, I'm just saying. So I just wanted to get that out. This first one, kind of just to get the dates out if you want, and we'll get more to you and more information so we can go on that. I'm pretty excited about this one just because I like the military, I like what we're doing. And just in our last meeting, on my heart, it's like there's so many in there that served and gave their life for, us. How do we do it? And I thought this memorial wall would help a little bit, that we can honor them and we can display it for quite a while if we need to. That's all I have, sir.
Anything else, any other questions? Thank you all for coming. Wish everybody a happy Easter. Can't believe we're already up to Easter already. Certainly looking forward to warm weather, so with that, we're adjourned.
Again. Fantastic, how much you